Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2022 Ford F-350 Tremor with the Lariat interior. First and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo for giving me some time with the truck, and also the new owner for giving me some time with their truck before they come and pick it up today. But with all that being said, let's get straight into the video. So under the hood of this particular Tremor, we have the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. For the 2022 model year, it still puts out 475 horsepower and then 1,050 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of this particular Tremor. So first off, this one is finished in Atlas Blue, which looks absolutely fantastic. You guys can see the metallic flake here in the sunlight. The hood is unchanged from last year, still get the Super Duty logo. Now this one has the Tremor Black appearance package. So notice that the whole front grille has been blacked out. The Ford logo has been darkened. We've got a front camera right under the Ford logo. And then we've got the headlights here. They're still full LEDs with the lights there in the center portion, but again, the bezeling has been blacked out. We've got our fog light down below with the tow hooks here on the front. Notice the bumper has been body painted. And then part of the Tremor package is they actually decrease the size of the air dam. Also, GT500, whoa. Anyways, they decrease the size of the air dam, so it actually helps out with giving it more ground clearance off-road. And, well, that's all for the front. And again, GT500, whoa. Okay, that's all. Now coming around the side here, we've got 285mm tires wrapped around 18-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And then notice that the wheel itself has been all blacked out, which kind of makes it dark and hard to see. But notice here with the tread pattern, really aggressive, which obviously makes sense since this is an off-road package. You do get a 2-inch lift here with the Tremor from the factory. You guys can see just how high that sits, and then look at the shock right there next to the suspension. All looks great. And then you can really tell here with the gap with that 2-inch lift. And then notice that the badging here on the side has also been blacked out. You do still have some chrome on that, but obviously the lettering's blacked out. With the mirror, the top of the mirror cap has been blacked out as part of that black appearance package. You've got body colored door handles instead of chrome, off-road steps that actually kind of came from the Ford Raptor. But other than that, here's your full side view with the Tremor. And then we'll kind of pop to the rear quickly so you guys can see. First off, we've got the sticker, and then you still get the normal leaf springs. So this actually still has a really good payload, which we'll go over in a little bit. Kind of see the shocks back there, and then the rear tire setup again, that's all the same. But let's head to the rest of the back. Now popping into the rear, we have a payload capacity of 3,247 pounds, which is literally like 2,000 more pounds than what you get with a Power Wagon. Pretty crazy stuff. But anyways, notice you've got the LED bed lights here, full spray and liner. We also have the fifth wheel prep, and then we've got the camera there at the top, and then all of your regular plugins. And then this one also is equipped with Ford's bed step system. And then just something I do want to mention, when you do have the bed step, it does make the tailgate a little bit heavier to pick up. Here is the back of the Tremor, and you guys can kind of see with the blue color when it's in the shade looks completely different than in the sunlight. It kind of has a more flat look, and that is most metallic paint colors, but thought I'd at least kind of show you guys. But anyways, we've got the taillights here with the sensor in the center. We've got our parking sensors. We've got the exhaust tips there at the bottom with the receiver hitch. And well, other than that, that's all for the back. Now here's the door panel in the back. So first off, notice we've got some wood trim, kind of interesting. This is a Lariat Ultimate as well. So you guys can see we've got the full leather seats here with the perforated leather in the center. Rubber floor mats because it's an off-road package. We've got the cup holders right there, and then notice we've got our charging ports. Do get some vents, storage here. And then this is for the cargo tie-down hooks. Funny enough, the first clip I found with that, I said tow hooks instead of cargo tie-down hooks because, well, you know what? It's me we're talking about here. But anyways, that's where those go in the bed. And then also still can lift up the seat, still get the loading floor underneath. And well, other than that, that is pretty much everything for the rear. So yeah. Now here's the door panel for the front. Notice it's a little bit different than the rear because you get some nice padding here for your arm. You've got the wood trim right there with all of the window controls, and then the mirror adjustments. This one does have the mirror extenders, which is a nice little flex move. And then notice you've got the blind spot monitoring with that. And then this does have memory seats. Here's a speaker for the sound system. And then here are the seats at the front, really nice leather again with the perforated leather all down the center. And then we've got the adjustments there on the side of the seat Got the pedals down below. We've got the adjustments for the pedal. That's for the tailgate. The light controls the lights out either side. The steering wheel is automatically adjustable. And there's where we're looking before we pop in. Now here is the steering wheel with the Tremor. Notice we've got leather all around the steering wheel with the contrasted stitching around the center. We've got our volume controls here on this side, our voice command phone controls on the other side. This is for the adaptive cruise control, and then controls for the center stack. You've got your turn signal stock right there, and then also windshield wiper stock. And then this is our shifter for that 10-speed automatic transmission. Sorry about the sunlight, but we do have the plus and minus there to shift the gears yourself, and then the drive mode select at the top. We'll get into that shortly, but there's everything for the steering wheel. Here's the center gauge cluster. We've got RPMs on the left side. On the right side, we've got the speed, and then you guys can see 504 miles of range. Obviously, the range will probably increase once this engine's fully broken in because we only have 9.8 miles, but aside from that, you guys can see the center screen really hasn't changed. We still have the off-road status, which is immensely important if you ever do take this off-road instead of just using it for a flex piece to tow your $100,000 trailer, which is what I usually see with people that buy these, which, hey, nothing wrong with that. But anyways, that's everything for that part of the center stack. Now we do have some different drive modes we can go through. We've got our normal, we've got our tow haul, eco, slippery, we've got our deep snow and sand, and then notice that gives you a recommendation, rock crawl as well. And then I am going to mention this in every single Super Duty video, just in case you haven't seen my previous reviews. There actually is a sport mode, but it's kind of hard to get to. So stability control, you can press it once, traction control off, and then you can press again, traction control on. You can press it twice in a row, and then it'll put it in sport mode. And well, that's your sport mode, but you can also hold it down, and it gives you this little loading screen now for the 2022 model year. And it turns everything off. So depending on what you're gonna wanna do, you've got those 3 different modes that you can go through with the traction system, which I think is pretty cool. We've got our diesel exhaust brake up here with our stability control, hazard lights. That's your off-road cruise control, crawl control, whatever you wanna call it. I just like calling it off-road cruise control. Anyways, lane departure assistance, and then this is just to pop on the camera system. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, we're actually going to pop it into reverse. So notice that we get that bird's eye view, and then we've got the view out the back as well. And then you can zoom in there onto the receiver hitch, and then there is a ton of different camera views outside the truck. You can literally see every possible angle here on the truck, and then you also get a zoom in there with the bed, which is pretty cool. And then notice this is for auxiliary cameras if you add anything like that. And we have a new hitch camera, which is new for 2022. And then notice that you've got the side view, which you can scroll either side with that. But yeah, that's everything for the camera system, so back in park. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, this one has the new 12-inch display, which you guys probably saw in my King Ranch review if you're a OG subscriber within the last week or two. But anyways, all jokes aside, response time on the screen is great. It's the same unit as what you have in the new F-150. So if you guys have seen my 2021 F-150 reviews, you guys will know that. It's got a cool function where it's kind of hard to do this with the plastic over the screen, but you can like pull the side screen and then it'll make that part the main screen, which is pretty cool. And then something that I found out today is you can actually have like the navigation screen and then also the camera as well at the same time. So there's a bunch of cool like split screen things that you can do. But overall, response time on the screen when it doesn't have plastic on it is fantastic. I think it's nicely integrated here into the dash. It actually looks like it's a part of the vehicle rather than just like a tablet that has been plopped on like some vehicles. And also notice that you've got the pages right here, which you can scroll through. And this is where, like, for example, bed camera. You see that you can like pop, I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff, and the infotainment system's great, but let's move on. So notice we've got a driveline select here. So you've got 2-wheel high, 4-wheel low, and then you've got the locker in the rear. And I guess that is a differentiating factor between this and the Power Wagon. The Power Wagon has a sway bar disconnect, and then it has a locker in the front, but it doesn't tow like this. Like the Power Wagon tows less than 10,000 pounds, and this tows like 20,000 pounds. So you give up a little bit of off-road capability for towing, and so it just kind of depends what you're looking for, but still cool. Trailer brakes down here. We've got our trailer backup right there. We've got the volume controls right here, and then we've got heated, cooled seats, dual zone climate, heated steering wheel, all the fun stuff you want to have in a luxury truck. Got an outlet right there, more wood trim that covers this section, which hides a wireless phone charger and then some USBs, and you could use it as storage. Since this has the shifter up there, we get some extra storage space, cup holders. And then as for the center console, this one has the lock box, which you can get from Ford, pretty cool option. And then we've got our Super Duty glove box, as well. That says Super Duty on it. Leather on the dash. And yeah, traditional mirror right here. We've got the auxiliary switches. So if you add aftermarket lights, bumpers with lights, all that kind of stuff, then well, you can plug it into the switches. Got the rear sliding window, panoramic sunroof, and then notice you've got the controls for the sunroof right there. All black headliner, and that's all for the top. So here's our window sticker for this 2022 Tremor. Again, like I said, with the Lariat package, and now you have this environmental performance here for vehicles, which obviously trucks are not gonna do the best, but anyways, that's not why you purchased this. But here is all the standard equipment, so feel free to freeze the frame if you're gonna read through all of that, and then also the warranty information with the diesel. And then you guys can see the options. The diesel engine is the most expensive option, over $10,000 to get this Power Stroke. And you guys can see the base price there, and then after options, and then you do get some savings with some different packages, which is pretty cool that Ford does that. And then also this is a special order. And anyways, $82,935 is the total MSRP with this particular Tremor, and well, that's all. Ford here in Provo happens to have the old color right next to the new Atlas Blue, so you guys can actually see the difference. And when you kind of just like look at the trucks individually, you might not notice the difference, but when you see them next to each other, there definitely is a pretty big difference with the color. So the new blue definitely is kind of like a darker hue compared to the old blue. You guys can see this is just a little bit brighter. And even if I go the same angle, so you guys can see here in the sunlight, and then coming to the Atlas Blue, it's just a little bit of a darker tone, but I figured I'd show that to you guys so you can see the actual difference between the colors. So I guess if you want a brighter version of the Tremor, then go for the old blue. And I can't remember what the color is. Let me know in the comment section below. I just can't think of it off the top of my mind. But if you want something that's, you know, again, it doesn't look bad, but it's just not as bright, so it's not as shouty and out there, then the new color is gonna be the route to go. And that's gonna sum things up for our video on this 2022 Ford F-350 Tremor with the Lariat interior. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to the owner for giving me some time with his truck before he comes and picks it up. And then also to the Larry Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo as well. Link to their inventory in the description down below. I'll see all of you guys in that next video.